In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to attract high quality leads into your calendar. I use this exact process to scale this high ticket sales coach from $40,000 a month to $214,000 a month in 6 months. And this trading coach from $60,000 a month to $100,000 a month in 30 days. Both of them use the same ads, the same funnel, the same process. My name is Madhu, I'm a growth operator, and I sit behind high ticket coaches and run their entire machine, the ads, the funnels, the sales teams, the systems. And after doing this for multiple clients, this is the biggest thing I've learned. Lead quality is decided before the lead ever enters the funnel. Both of these clients used the exact same funnel and the funnel wasn't the difference. The messaging decided who we were pulling in before anyone saw the funnel. And most coaches obsess over the VSL, the landing page, the ads, their close rate, but they ignore the most important step, and that is the messaging that they're putting out. And that is exactly what this video fixes. By the end, you'll have my exact process, including the exact AI workflow that pulls your messaging straight out of your sales calls and how that turns into 18 ads without guessing a single hook. Let's get into it. Your ads aren't bad. They're just aimed at the wrong level of awareness. And that's exactly what this guy from 1966 called Eugene Schwartz mapped out. Now, the first thing to get right is to attract the right people. The key is messaging, and correct messaging starts at the awareness level. Now, Schwartz had this exact pyramid of awareness. And in the pyramid, there were 5 stages: people that are unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and then most aware. Now, as you ascend up the pyramid, the likeliness to convert increases, but the population also decreases. Now, what do each of the levels of awareness mean? Well, an unaware audience is people that don't even know that they have a problem. So let's say we're in the trading niche. This is people that know trading is hard and they say that's just life. Now, people that are problem aware often feel the pain, but they don't know what the solution is yet. So you might see this reflect in the trading niche, for example, if you see people say things like, I keep blowing accounts and I don't know why. Now, people that are solution aware know a solution exists. They're just figuring out which one they want to go for. So this might reflect when consumers say, I need a system, or I need a mentor, or I need a specific strategy. Now, product aware consumers already know the product or you exists. They're just comparing you against the alternatives. And most where people are already ready to convert, they're already sold on the product. They just need the right offer and the right deadline. Now, the key thing is each level of awareness needs a completely different message. For example, for people that are problem aware, in your messaging, you need to be able to say their pain points better than they can say or express it themselves. For people that are solution aware, you need to explain your mechanism or your system and show social proof that it works. For people that are product aware, you need to explain your differentiation in the market and have a good amount of risk reversal in your offer. Now, when it comes to your messaging, you need to stop guessing your messaging. The exact words that make your dream clients buy are sitting right in your sales call transcripts. Now, step 1 is you want to take the sales call transcripts of people that have bought and you want to feed it to Claude, and you want to ask it for each buyer, what awareness level were they at when they booked a call? And then you also wanted to get verbatim quotes of how they would describe their problem or pain point, their goal, and why they picked you specifically. What you're going to get then is 2 outputs. Output number 1 is the awareness distribution, and output number 2 is the verbatim language bank. Let's go into awareness distribution really quickly. So what your analysis is going to be able to tell you is where do most of your customers sit in the awareness scale. For example, you might find that the people that convert the most or pay the most actually sit in the problem aware and solution aware pockets. And once you identify that, now you know the level of awareness your ads must target. Now, the second thing you're going to get Claude to create is your verbatim language bank based on your ICP. So you might find there's some repetitive phrases or sayings that are continuously said on your sales calls. For example, let's say you're in a trading niche. You might find that your prospects keep saying, I keep second guessing my entries, or I've blown 3 funded accounts, or they keep saying, I just want consistency in my trades. What you want to do is you want to take their exact words verbatim and use them in your hooks for your messaging. Because to be able to attract your ICP, you must speak exactly how your ICP speaks so they identify with your messaging. In other words, you want to be able to write your ads in their words, not yours. For example, you don't want to say master your trading psychology. No one speaks like that. If you find in your sales call transcripts, people keep saying, I keep second guessing my entries, that's what you want to use as the hook of your ad. Now, here's the thing. Your best copywriter isn't actually your copywriter. It's the last 20 people that converted and the last 20 people that didn't convert. Here's what I mean. You're going to want 3 resources. The first resource is an analysis from the sales call transcripts of people that closed. In this analysis, you want to be able to extract their dream outcomes, their pain points and insecurities, the moment they decided to buy or convert, and what they said when they don't think they're being marketed to. Now, the second resource is an analysis of the people that didn't convert. And with that analysis, you're going to have to identify what were the objections and limiting beliefs that prevented them from closing, what were their hesitations for booking a call and converting, and then you're going to want to do a comparison of what actually made the people that didn't convert different from the people that closed. And then the last resource is going to be your onboarding forms. Now, with your onboarding forms, there are 4 questions that you must have, and if you don't have these already, this is your first priority. Now, the answers to these 4 questions acts as pure gold for your marketing, because this comes from people who have quite literally converted just a few minutes before. Now, the 4 questions you're going to have in your onboarding form is: what almost stopped you from booking a call? Why did you end up joining? Why did you choose us over the hundreds of coaches online? And what piece of content or sales asset convinced you the most to buy? And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the analysis from the sales call transcripts of people that closed and your onboarding forms, and that's going to form your attraction stack. So the messaging and the analysis you find in those 2 resources is what you're going to use for your content, for your ads, in your funnel, because you're quite literally going to build the messaging from people who bought in their own words. And then you're going to take the analysis from the sales call transcripts of the people that didn't close, and this is going to form your conversion stack. So based on their objections, their limiting beliefs, their hesitations, so that is what is going to determine your pre-call assets, which is the assets that someone gets prior to the call with you. So this might be in your confirmation page, in your pre-call emails, in your SMS sequences. These might be the resources that your triager gives to them or your setter gives to them. Now, the reason you want to do this is you want to handle every objection and limiting belief that they have before the call. So when they do show up to the call, they're super warm and ready to buy. Okay, so here's how that analysis is going to turn into 18 ads. And this is without a copywriter or without guessing hundreds of hooks. So based on the ICP analysis you've done above, what you want to be able to identify and extract is what are the top 3 pain points that your prospects have and what are the top 3 dream outcomes. So for example, in the trading niche, you might find that pain point number 1 is that they keep blowing funded accounts, or they second guess every entry, or they have no consistency and no system. And you might find their top 3 dream outcomes might be that they want consistent monthly profit, or they want to pass their first prop firm challenge, or they want to quit the 9 to 5 or support their family. So based on the top 3 pain points and top 3 dream outcomes, you're going to have your first 6 angles you're going to write your ads about. Now, for each of these angles, you're going to package it in 3 different formats. For example, let's say you have the angle of quit the 9 to 5, and then you might have an ad talking about quitting the 9 to 5 in a format of a student testimonial or a case study, or you might have it formatted as B-roll with the text overlay. So the purpose of this is each angle is to be packaged differently and be creative diverse. Now, once you do 3 formats for each of your 6 angles, what you're going to have is 18 different ads. Now, based on your ad spend, this should be enough for the algorithm to find pockets few enough to read results per angle, for the algorithm to find pockets of people that resonate with your messaging. Now, a quick touch point on this is recently Meta has rewired its entire delivery system. It's called Andromeda, and what Andromeda rewards now is creative diversity. So how it works is each ad gets matched to a specific pocket of people that resonate with that message. So creative nowadays is quite literally king, and 90% of your ad performance relies on the messaging and the creative itself. The days of detailed targeting and complex ad setups are long gone. Okay, so what do you do once you've launched your ads? So what you want to do is after 7 or so days, you want to kill your losing angles and double down on your winning angles and formats. And if your ROAS positive, you want to scale up your ad budget and test out new ad angles that you can find from new sales call transcripts or the analysis you've done previously. And then you want to rerun the same analysis you want to do this month. And it's just a continuous flywheel and loop. And this entire thing acts as a system. Remember, it's not a one-time setup. All right, so to quickly recap, the first thing you want to do is find the actual awareness level of your buyers. The second thing you want to do is build a verbatim bank or the exact language that prospects use in your calls. Then you want to figure out what your top 3 pain points are and your top 3 dream outcomes are, and write ad scripts for both with 3 different formats each to form 18 ads. Launch those ads, kill the losers, double down on the winners, and create more angles to test. Now, if you want to get more source on exactly how to scale your coaching offer, subscribe for more or link my Instagram in the description below and drop me a DM with any questions you have. Peace.